Today we start another episode of Coming to You Live with Marcelo Araujo. As you can see behind me, we have the Downtown L.A. skyline. But where are we? Are we on just top of some random rooftop building here in L.A.? Well, yes, we're in probably one of the best kept secrets in downtown L.A. and probably of this little district that we're in right now. As we walk to this courtyard right here, you suddenly see we're in an elevated garden above the city ground. Where are we? Look at this beautiful place. You got cherry blossom flowers. I don't know. And what do you know? Place to sit down and eat and lunch among waterfalls. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured out all the little clues of the Asian theme, we're in Los Angeles, Little Tokyo District, right here at the Kyoto Garden of the Kyoto Grand Hotel. Alright, as a child here, my dad used to work on this property, and I used to walk around here with my mom, dad, and sister. These were my truly favorite stomping grounds as a child here. You know, look at it, the waterfall here. You know, this little pond used to be filled with koi fish and all. It was beautiful. It was truly a good, fun place to spend some quality time with mom, dad, and the sister. Just look at the beauty. It's amazing. Not really, no one knows about this public garden here in Little Tokyo. Here we are in the Japanese Village Plaza. You know, I used to come here as a child doing the Nisi Week festivals, and this place is, you know, purely packed for a midweek day. But, you know, we're going to show you some of my favorite spots here and some spots where I roamed around here as a child. Follow me. As you walk through the Japanese Village Plaza here, you notice these upstairs buildings. Most of these buildings upstairs are upscale bars, karaoke bars, where a lot of, you know, Japanese businessmen and other people here in downtown LA, businessmen go to have a good drink for happy hour and sing a little karaoke and cut loose. I've been to a few personally myself, and I can tell you, it's fun. Japanese Village Plaza is a Hibachi Korean barbecue grill. Now, it's small, tiny, dark, dingy, like a restaurant you'd find in Japan. And also we have the Little Tokyo ice cream and yogurt, where they first introduced the mochi ice cream back in 1994 when it came over to the US. It became popular. Really good place. Now, another place to really check out when you come down here to visit Little Tokyo or Japanese Village, another place, Little Tokyo. Here we are in the mall of the Japanese Village Plaza. We're at the Jungle Anime shop here. You can find figures about anime characters, movies, anime DVDs, and a bunch more stuff. We're going to go inside and take a look. Come and join me. Here we are at Honda Plaza, here at 2nd Street and Central Avenue here in the Little Tokyo District. This is the oldest part of Little Tokyo, as you can see right here. Small, you know, a lot of Japanese Americans started to live before the expansion of Little Tokyo. We're going to pan back around and you can see how big Little Tokyo has came, and you'll see throughout this whole video how big Little Tokyo has grown. There we are at another famous little monument here in Little Tokyo. There's several little monuments here in Little Tokyo, but right here we're in front of Colonel Allison Soji Onizuka. Not many people the name doesn't ring a bell off the top of your mind, but he was on the Challenger when it disintegrated in 1986. You know, on one of the Challenger space missions. But not many people know that he was actually in space before on a secret mission. Onizuka, the Challenger mission was supposed to be Onizuka's first public space launch in space. He was the first Asian American to be launched in space. But you know, I just happened to be at the right place, the right time, overhearing a conversation that he was on a secret shuttle mission and he was already in space, and they had a big party for him in Hawaii. Yeah, but you know, truly a great Asian American hero, Ellison Onizuka. Here we are at the Go for Broke Monument, where we have, you know, it honors the Japanese American veterans who participated in World War II. Now, these World War II veterans, most of them really fought in Europe, like most notably the 442nd. And you know, Daniel anyway, he was a 442nd member, senator, I believe. I remember hearing the story in my Asian American Studies class, from what I remember. You know, basically, what happened was there's like 4 military zones in the U.S. that was divided by down World War II. Military Zone 1 was Hawaii, and the leader of that military zone said that the Japanese here, they're not a harm to us, so they stay. Now, the second military zone, which included the west coast of California, the leader there was a notable racist towards Japanese Americans, and he basically said these Japanese Americans here living on the west coast of California are a threat. So that's how he came up with the internment story, you know, where all these Japanese Americans were sent to internment camps. Now, for the few select who wanted to serve the country, said, okay, even though you're doing what's wrong, they joined the various military factions of the U.S. military, the 442nd, the 522nd, the 100, you know, and whatnot, intelligence. Now, the Japanese Americans from Hawaii, when they came over to California to train, they could understand why the Japanese Americans here in California were so bitter and resented. They used to call them kathunks. The reason why they called them kathunks is because when they got in fights, boom, their head would knock on the ground and go kathunk. That's why they were called kathunks. That was a great story I heard and whatnot. So finally, you know, these Japanese Americans from Hawaii started realizing, hey, there's a great big cultural difference and totally different aspect of what's going on in Hawaii here rather than here in California. So what happened was these Japanese Americans from Hawaii, they started realizing, hey, we're going to fight for a cause. They went balls to the wall. They won a total of 14 medal honors, you know, for the country, which really it's an amazing fact in itself. They fought in Europe. They rescued the Jewish race, and even there were some Japanese Americans who were stationed in Japan after the war because they wanted to protect the, you know, the U.S. interests and make sure Japan wasn't going to revolt again and start another world war. Before we wrap up another edition of Marcelo Araujo coming to you live, this time here in Little Tokyo, I want to show you the haiku and Tanaka poetry wall here in the Japanese village. You know, haiku and Tanaka poetry basically is poetry, it's sonnets about nature and other stuff pertaining to nature and with the Japanese touch. It's really interesting. And I bring this up because as you saw, our experience in the jungle wasn't that great. And I want to tell you that Japan is more than just what pop culture shows these days, and crazy game shows, anime, even my personal favorite Godzilla references and whatnot. But I just want to show you that, you know, there's more to Japan. And hopefully this video showed you a different element of what Japanese culture is about from someone who deeply embraces Japanese culture, his heritage as well. So thank you for watching Coming to You Live with Marcelo Araujo in Little Tokyo. And I guarantee if you come down here, you'll enjoy it.